Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. Today is May. Today I'll be talking about a controversial subject. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. It's just my opinion. And I'm going to be talking about the death penalty. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but it doesn't really bother me talking about different subjects. But as far as we know, it's still freedom of speech. So I'll tell you in my opinion about the death penalty. So it's sort of like a debate, a one-sided debate, in my opinion. I used to be against the death penalty because, I used to think it's bad punishment, cruel and rude punishment. But as things getting worse in the world, that was when I was in my 20s, now I'm in my 50s, I think there's been a lot of people who stay around in prisons. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, I'm a Libertarian. I'll make a future video about that. I just don't like how people can stay in for years and years on death row, and they spend thousands on thousands. I know it's someone's life, but if someone is a serial killer or a psychopath, like Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff, how many chances are you supposed to give them? My sympathy isn't for them. My sympathy is for the ones that they killed, and the families and the loved ones and the friends and the family who have to grieve, years, especially if they're young people and they want to see them get married or have a significant other, and if they wanted children and stuff. It's like the family's lives are ruined. When someone murders someone or kills someone intentionally, and they go on the death penalty and they get sentenced to death, they people don't think it's not he ruined not just the person who died, he ruined everybody. He ruined, like I said, the family, the friends, anybody who was associated with the person they killed or the people they killed. They have to mourn the people forever as long as they live, and they have to know that the person who's on death row. But some people say that what I'm doing is I'm thinking revenge. I don't think it's really revenge. If it is, so be it. I don't give a F. Sometimes I swear. I get mad people saying that, hey, you shouldn't be like an eye for an eye. Maybe it is eye for an eye. And I've seen movies and other things about how the person dies. The death penalty has been around before I was born, and before my mom was born, and before my grandmother. They've had all different kinds of death penalty through history. They had hanging in the olden days. When Jesus was around, they had crucifying people on crosses. They stoned people in the olden days. They had the electric chair. They had lethal injection, where they don't do that in Massachusetts. People say it doesn't deter. Some people think it deters people for doing it. But if someone's really wanting to kill someone, they won't be deterred. I think they will go and kill the person, and they won't. When you see someone doesn't have any remorse or feel any sympathy, they should die. That's my opinion. If people don't want to agree with it, that's fine. But if you don't feel any remorse or guilt, you see how some of these narcissistic or psychopaths or sociopaths who act like they don't feel sorry, and the people who are in the courtroom, the families that are crying, if someone did that to my mother, my mom's not for the death penalty, but I am. I'd want those suckers dead. What I would want to be the one doing the death penalty on them. And I know that's not legal, but hey, it's not right. It's not right for them to live. Why should you have to pay meals for people who, And it's weird, on the last day of their death, that they get a fancy meal. They get whatever they want, long as it's not alcohol. They get to have anything. They can have pizza. They can have a drink. They can have soft drinks, they can pizza, they can have fast food, they could have anything what they want for a last meal. And they get to talk to a minister or a preacher or whatever. And God, I think that's ridiculous given a person who is on death row anything they want to eat. God, they should give them bread and water, in my opinion. I'm a tough person. But if you're on death row, you should just get bread and water and, hey, and then, I know in some states they do the electric chair. I don't know about that, having electricity going through you. I think lethal injection, if people want to do humane, do lethal injection, because that's what they do with animals, when animals are suffering. You don't want an animal to suffer if they're sick and dying. I know it's not the same thing, but at least that's humane. If you're going to give the death penalty, I think you should do it humanely if you have to. You can just give them a lethal injection like they do for animals. Why not? Unless you want to they used to have the gas chamber where they put gas. That didn't bother me because, they'll smell it, and that a lot of people say it's terrible because a lot of these people go to the bathroom and they lose the bowels, and this is going to be somewhat graphic. So, and this is not for kids. It can be graphic once these people, because I've saw it on other shows. You have to have a strong stomach. Because they lose the fluids when they pee, they urinate, they have to put them on a diaper and stuff. It can be very graphic. And another thought is, would you able to watch someone being executed? I don't know if I could. If it was a family member, I don't know if I could actually watch someone being executed. I'd probably have nightmares. I'd probably have post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't know I can actually see someone being executed. That would be very hard. If it was a family member, maybe. I watch a lot of Law and Order. I know that's not a real show, and we're talking about real things, but watching someone being executed, that's a whole different thing, but believing in the death penalty like me. But actually watching someone being executed, that does something to someone's psyche. Even if you're for the death penalty, you have to go in there, like a lot of lawyers have to go there. They have witnesses, lawyers, and other people have to watch them. And some family members probably who have loved ones who have seen the bastard who killed the loved ones might want to do that. And I know a lot of states and a lot of countries have the death penalty, not just United States. And a lot of states don't. I don't know what countries that don't. Maybe I'll make a video. So this is a short video for I am for the death penalty. And a lot of people might not be because, the way it is. If they brought the death penalty back to Massachusetts, I would be for it. I know they won't. They want, how much buildings are we supposed to keep these murderers and rapists? I'm like, the only time I don't believe in the death penalty is black and white. I'll just say this, is if there's any doubt. If there's any doubt, because, it's not all black and white. Like, if there's any doubt, of course, I don't want someone being executed. If they think there's any doubt, of course, I don't want someone to die. That's one thing. I believe in the death penalty, but if there's any doubt in this person who didn't do it, of course not. I don't want someone to be executed. But if there's 100%, they know the person who's had millionaires, like he had brushes with law throughout his life. He's been in and out of prison. And he's a psychopath, sociopath, narcissistic tendencies, and all this crap. Of course, I want him to, get the death penalty. Capital punishment, and but if there's doubt and they're not sure and the DNA's mixed up or something, obviously no, I don't think that's right, because I know there's a lot of people who've been on death row that are innocent, and that's not right. But if they're 100% or 99.9% sure, I am for it. So until my next video, take care and bye.